Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for attending TIGP Orientation. Please note that all the information being discussed today and additional useful resources have been uploaded to an online folder. You may access the folder by scanning the QR code shown on the screen. The orientation will start shortly. Thank you for your patience. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2023 TIGP Student Orientation. We are truly delighted to welcome you in the program. We have a series of talks today with a lot of information. Let's take a quick glance at today's agenda. First, we have Dr. Zhiqing Meng bringing welcome messages on behalf of Academia Sinica. Then, Dr. Moses Lin will introduce TIGP Enrichment Courses, followed by Ms. Huanyi Shen, who will share TIGP resources and ARC information. We have also invited both former and current TIGP students, Dr. Jianjing Xu and Mr. Zheng Zhechen, to share their valuable PhD experiences with you. Afterwards, Academia Sinica counselor Ms. Meiwen Fong will talk about mental health care in PhD and prevention of sexual harassment, followed by TIGP dormitory mentor Ms. Do Chunhui Fong to introduce the neighborhood around dormitory. Finally, we will learn about Graduate Student Association, the GSA, from the representative of this organization, Mr. Kiran Kumar. Now, let's start with the opening remarks from Dr. Zhiqing Meng, who is the Graduate Dean and Director of the Department of International Affairs of Academia Sinica. Let's welcome Dr. Meng.
All right, thanks for the introduction. I wish the event today can be more relaxing. For last few years, since I became the Dean and the Director of DIA, we always met the formal orientations or whatever the events in Academic Sinica very formal. More like the announcement from the governmental agencies instead of getting people together and learn things from each other. So I hope we can make some changes from this year. So I decided to take away all my slides and just tell you what I wish to say to you guys. And first of all, welcome to Academic Sinica. Welcome to Taiwan. For those who travel far to just arrive here a few days ago or a couple of weeks ago. I guess everyone sitting here now expect a lot. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And as what I can guess, your expectation now is mostly positive, correct? You look at the bright future, and you wish that you can accomplish a lot. You can conquer a whole lot of challenges. And certainly you also wish to make very good friendship with your student fellows, as well as faculty members, your advisors, and whoever you're going to meet in the courses or in your program. I think this is all idea, and you should keep the positive mentality for sure. But as a dean, and as a faculty member here for long, this year marks my 20th year in Academic Sinica. So I guess I have been seeing very different kinds of stories and quite diverse student experiences in Academic Sinica. So perhaps I should tell you something more than the positive attitude toward your PhD study. And let's make your journey a bit realistic, starting from day one here. Having said this, I'm not discouraging you that your PhD journey will be very difficult or very negative. I'm not saying that. But I wish all of you sitting here today can make some preparation, especially mentally preparation. I think this is much more important than anything else. The program today is designed to tell you that You have to follow certain rules. You have to work hard. You have to make yourself involved, engaged in all kinds of academic events here, activities here. So I don't think I need to spend more time talking about that. But as a dean, I wish you can remember a few things I'm going to tell you. The first thing is that don't spend too many years here. Don't expect that you have 7, 8, 9 years in academic Seneca as your PhD. Never think about that. So I wish you can make your mind that you're going to finish your PhD in 5 years. No more than 5 years, unless something unexpected. Otherwise, I wish all of you can stay here less than 5 years and move on. And this is not easy for sure, and this is not the responsibility of students only. Your advisors, our program coordinators, as well as the top administrators in academic Seneca should work together with students to fulfill this goal. But your mental preparation, as I said, is much more important than anything else. If you start from day one that I have limited time, I want to use my limited time precisely, then it's possible to achieve the goal. On the other hand, over the last many years, I saw many students coming here without any plan. So in the first couple of years, they look around and talk to many people and rotate in many labs. Then in a sudden, you realize that 2 years were gone and nothing has been done, right? So if you have not prepared for your potential study interest, I wish you must do it now. And look through the faculty members of your program and think about what topics are most interesting to you. Then you should contact those faculty members as soon as possible, requesting for the rotation, or work with your program coordinator or the student affair, academic affair committee chairs. So you need to work on this. Don't wait until somebody approaches you and remind you that, look, you already wasted quite a few years. Hurry up. So this is the responsibility of students. In addition to this, we will work with our faculty members here and the program coordinators, even the collaborating universities, to examine all the criteria. Right, so now we have a very strict criteria to grant degree from the collaborating universities. And in next few years, we will work hard together to revise all these regulations. But those things are on our side. What's important on your side is what I said. You make your plan, and you don't let your precious time just go without notice. So this is the first thing. Why I said 5 years? Because now we have already decided to make TIGP stipend in a 5-year program. So perhaps very soon you will hear about the details, but the design is in line with what I said. We don't want PhD students to spend too much time here. You should start to talk with your advisor if you already find your advisor, and express your willingness to finish your PhD study within limited time. Along the way, you discuss with your advisor what's the alternative. If your advisor requests very high impact research from your PhD study, there are still ways to make that happen. For example, By the end of 5 years, you can graduate, but your advisor hire you as a postdoc to finish up the remaining job. But this will require the communication. You have to talk to your advisor and express your willingness. So all this would need a lot of planning. So this is my first reminder to you. You need to plan ahead of time as early as possible, because your time is limited and precious. This is point one. The other point is that you all know that you are expected to work hard like crazy. But don't just work. You need to have a life for PhD student. And this is not discussed sufficiently on campus in the past. But I think we have to face the reality. You guys are human beings. We all are people. So we cannot just work without other things in life. Academia Sinica may not be able to provide all resources that you need to fulfill your life experience. So what you can do? Think about that. You can do a lot of things yourself. You can also do a lot of things with your colleagues, with your student fellows. So that brings me the third topic. We need a network. All students need a network among yourself. And you probably also need a network between students and other people on campus, such as your colleagues in the institutes, in the research centers. Everyone sitting here not only belonging to a program, you also belongs to an institute, a research center. And that's going to be your daily life venue. So you need to work with people in the institute, in the research center. Don't just stay within the laboratory. That's not going to be healthy for sure. And in terms of the network, now, we try to do a lot of things. How much can be done, I don't know, but that's on my agenda now. The first thing is what you're going to hear from the GSA representative. Stand up. So he's going to present the newly set up GSA as a network for students. So listen to him carefully and also learn things from your seniors. They already accumulated some bad or good experiences here, so they can provide the support to junior students. So we at Department of International Affairs, sit down, will certainly work with GSA representatives to ensure the network can be materialized pretty soon. And their invitation can reach to each of you. And the activities they organize can provide things other than research to you. Maybe in the end, those events, those activities are also very relevant to your research, since they can share their experience with you guys, how they had gone through all the challenges. So this is the first network. I hope GSA can provide a very friendly platform, not only for senior students, but for the newcomers. The other network, which will be our responsibility, is the supporting system we can do from our effort in the department. You will hear the counselor may want to tell you how this network can help you if, unfortunately, you encounter any emotional frustration or any stress coming from either work or coming from your life. So at least remember two networks I'm talking about now. One is GSA. The other one is the counseling system. We have a counseling center here with quite a few very capable counselors. So they will work with everybody on campus, including students, to make sure that things can be eased out if the stress is pretty heavy. So to me, these are much more important than telling you the regulations, the hardness of PhD study. All right, so what I'm talking about now is a friendly reminder to you that don't just focus on your research per se. You need to open your eyes, look for the resources, look for friends, and look for the support. And lastly, I spent too much time now. Lastly, I wish to say something not only to students, but also to our staff members as well as TIGP secretaries. I think our graduate program here has to be modernized. For last 20 years, we pretty much stay in a very steady state. But the world has been changed so much. And I don't feel that we are modernized enough. So many things will be changed quickly over the next few years. And I can tell you one thing: we need everybody sitting here to help, not only students, but also our staff, as well as program secretaries. I have decided that we will conduct a very objective survey to all students. And this survey is likely to be done between end of September to perhaps end of November. I don't know the exact time yet. But the survey wouldn't be carried out by ourselves. That's going to be subjective. So we will hire a professional company in UK to work with us. And this company would design all the relevant questions to all students. And for that, I will need the help of GSA. Certainly, your suggestions, your views for the junior students who just came here are also very valuable. We need to make changes, but we need data. We need opinions, suggestions, and the true judgments from students to help us to make changes. And I know that we have a whole lot of issues. We have issues in the dormitory. We have issues in the courses. And we have issues in the relationship between advisors and students. All these things should be counted on the survey. And we will need your participation and your collaboration to complete this survey. Otherwise, as a director, I don't have power to say that we have to make change. My power is coming from you guys. If you guys can give me some collective views and point out all the problems we are facing, then we have a very good reason to ask for change. All right, so to me, we are going to work together between our department, TIGP office, and students, including GSA and everyone sitting here, to make a drastic change next few years. This can be a fun part of your PhD journey as well. You probably would observe the changes along the way of your PhD study, and I think this will be positive for everyone, for our program, and you can be proud of when you graduate. All right, so this is what I want to say. And before I end, I just briefly introduce a group of people who will take care of you guys. So in the Department of International Affairs, we have those of ladies, except me, Chief Dean, and Dr. Lin, also Moses Lin. So we are the sort of administrators of the department, and we have quite a few very capable staff members, including counselors, as I said. So these people are working in the Department of International Affairs. And next slide. And these ladies and gentlemen, they work in the individual programs. So you would, I think most of you already met your program secretary. And along your journey, you will certainly bug them and ask a whole lot of helps from those ladies and gentlemen. So remember those faces and the names. Hopefully you can write down, especially the name of your program secretary, their phone number, their email address, and for whatever the issues you don't quite understand, approach them. Okay, so this is the other thing I also want to remind you. If you have any confusion, if you don't know how to deal with any problem, you don't wait. I hope you can resolve the problem right away. Don't wait until a few months from now, even 1 year from now, then very often that's too late. Okay? All right. I wish you, still I wish you a very positive journey here. But if you have any trouble, any problems, don't fear, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to ask. Okay? All right. Thanks. So the next talk will be presented by Dr. Moses Lin. He's going to tell you the enrichment courses designed by our department. So in addition to the professional courses you will learn from your individual programs, I guess now PhD studies are not only for academic career, for all possibilities. And here in the department, we have already started the training courses, which are very relevant to your career development. Whichever the direction you like to go, I think the enrichment courses would provide some reference, some help. So Moses will tell you how these courses are designed.
Thank you. Thank you, Director Mong's introduction. And hello, TIGP students. Welcome aboard. This is Dr. Moses from DIA. I'm the Executive Secretary. And yes, today I will, but I have to say congratulations to you again, because as I know that the acceptance rate is quite low, usually for become a TIGP students. So yes, during the section I have to remind you that you don't have to worry about taking note. Just focus on listening. And because my colleague and myself, our slide will share it for you after the orientation. But I have to rely on my big note. So sorry for that. And yes, PhD study quite different from other academic pursuit. It is like running a marathon. So long distance, right? Journey. So you have to have a sufficient patient, talent, efforts, and support from other people or other resource, just like Director Mong mentioned. And as the supervisory body of higher educational at Academia Sinica, we DIA and the TIGP office, we aim to provide you with a systematic and effective support mechanism to assist you completing your doctoral study successfully. Just as Director Mong mentioned, that because your time is very precious, you have to have a plan to finish your PhD on time in a specific timeline. So don't waste your time. Okay, so yes. Just I mentioned that the objective of TIGP enrichment courses is to provide complementary and distinct support beyond the courses or activities that provide your host program. This initiative highlights our commitment of delivering an exceptional postgraduate student experience at Academia Sinica. So numerous TIGP students, they have gained the benefit from these courses. And this is also kind of, I will introduce the concept of this framework later. And the enrichment courses aim to offer a wide range of professional development training, enriching your skills for doctoral research and the personal growth. In delivering these variable training courses and the supportive section activities, we collaborate closely with other academic faculties, professional service colleagues, trainers, employers, and other stakeholders. So additionally, we understand that the PhD journey can at times be demanding and frustrating, with obstacles on the path to achieving your goal. So the enrichment courses system is also designed to assist you during these tough times when things don't go as planned. That includes peer support activities, workshop, as well as support from the DIA TIGP office and the mental health care center. Okay. So what is the concept of TIGP enrichment courses? We employ the TACE. Sorry, we employ the TACE framework. That is with a comprehensive 4-stage, step-by-step guide outlining what learning opportunity you should consider and when along your PhD journey. Although this may vary, depends on your discipline and methodology. So the TACE framework has gained widespreadly used within the UK doctoral academics and the university system. The diagram illustrates the four-stage framework that progressively lead you enhance your capability. So that from the first stage, transition. Transition stage means is like orientation today, and help you to adapt into a new culture, learning new research essentials, joining the postgraduate research community is very important. And the second stage, acquisition, you have to start to develop your academic competence, research capability, and the personal effectiveness, like time management, and learn some transferable skills. And the third stage is completion. That means when you are nearly graduate in the senior stage, then you have to develop your personal resilience, completing the thesis and developing research impact. That means start to produce some papers, right? And the last stage, before you graduate, employability is very important. So we help you to plan for the future, exploring the opportunity for career fulfillment and extending your networks. So based on the TACE concept outlined above, I will now present the key components of our enrichment courses tailored for different stages of TIGP students' academic journey. First one, the junior students in the transition stage. We offer the following course of activities: Mandarin learning courses for international students, aiding in adapting to new environment that potentially enhance your future career perspective. You know, I have ever sit in for several Mandarin class. And I remember one time that the teacher is just teaching about animals. You know, in Chinese culture, we have 12 animals for each different years. But in the beginning, she teach about the animals, but actually, eventually, he wants students to learn, for example, like what is the Chinese character of a chicken or beef, because international students sometimes they have chance to order meals in the restaurant or the food court. So if they can tell the difference between chicken and the beef Chinese characters, then they will, they will not pick up the wrong meals. Okay, so I think it's very useful. And also, one alumni told me that it's quite beneficial for her to get a job in Taiwan as one semiconductor company. They are looking for an Indian PhD with a high Mandarin language proficiency. Then he learned Chinese very well when he attend this Mandarin class, so he got this over. She quite happily told me that this Mandarin class is quite useful for her. Okay, so culture tours exposure. Yeah, I also attend one time. My colleagues will bring you to several very interesting tourist spots and help you to enjoy the enjoy the environment in here. Of course, when you are more familiar with the environment here, you can arrange the traveling on your own. Okay, then research ethics. That is very important, the basic principle for when you are in academia. And laboratory safety course, that is for if you want to work in the laboratory, it's a safe guideline for you. Acquisition stage for junior and the middle stage students. So that is designed. We collaborate with LTTC, which is the top one language learning and testing center in Taiwan. And I have ever also sit in for several courses they provided for us, academic writing, and they send the top trainers for our class, who is from the UK. Yeah, so I believe that will be also very useful for me. For myself, when I did my PhD, I attend a lot of academic writing courses because I'm not really good at English. And it's quite useful for me even now. And okay, so we also work closely, co-organized with EMBO for some research communicate skills program. This year, we will run similar courses again with EMBO just on November 1st. So at that time, we encourage all of you can join us for the event. And EMBO is the top, the European Molecular Biology Organization, which is a distinguished science training and funding agency in Europe. So usually the training course they provide is very high quality, and according to our experience last 2 years, quite popular for our students. Okay, and we also run regular educational workshops, which covering diverse topics and offering you valuable tips for striving how to survive in your PhD program. Okay, so moving into the completion stage. Again, we work with EMBO again to provide you the advanced academic writing training, facilitate, and also that this time we are more focused on help you to get published. It's very important for students if you to have enough high quality publishment. And also, just I mentioned, we realize that you may have tough times during your PhD with high pressure, high stress. So we also have some workshops, some talks managed by our counselors to, for example, like a stress relief workshop and the stress management talk, because we acknowledge that the importance of managing your stress effectiveness. Okay, in the final stage, that is related to, we address the employment related concerns. So particularly for senior students, so we provide the effective CV writing courses, business planning writing, and we also arrange career development activities like bring you to visit the bioparks just besides our main campus, to visit some startups and science parks and more. And every year we also invite government officials to introduce the foreign professional recruitment policy policy. So for those who considering your employment in Taiwan after graduation, that would be very helpful. Yeah, and as I know that we try to encourage more for international talent to stay in Taiwan. So the policy is more like friendly for the international student like you, high-end international students. Okay, so this is the timetable for the frequency of the courses and activities mentioned earlier. Some are held regularly, while others are scheduled for specific days. The schedules covers all the courses and activities you might need throughout your entire PhD journey. I will emphasize on the early stage and left the later part for my colleague in the following presentation. So Mandarin learning, just I mentioned, that will be run from the beginning of the semester, weekly during the semester time. Culture tour and exposure, we will arrange that on a regular basis. Research ethics and the laboratory safety courses in the beginning of the semester. And acquisition, for junior, academic writing skills, you have to register before in advance. And community research, as I mentioned, on November 1st this year, we will host an event with EMBO. We call it EMBO Day. So they will provide health days, research related, particularly for PhD students training. So welcome to join us on that day. Also, pay attention on our website. We was open for the registration. Okay, and from last year, we launched a new workshop. We call it Fun in Science. We already run this workshop for 2 times. That is a workshop that organized by students themselves, by 3 students actually, and help supported by Professor Zhang. That is a kind of activity that problem-solving orientation workshop. 3 of them, they work in life science, and 2 of them they do quite a lot of field study in southern Taiwan in Xiaoliuqiu. And they found that there are some significant environmental issue in Xiaoliuqiu. So they organized this kind of workshop to bring up students who are interested in this issue as well, do some brainstorming, and finally they come up with some solutions to deal with the issue they found in Xiaoliuqiu. It's quite interesting, and we will continually run this kind of activity. Welcome to join us then. Okay, so this is the later part of our enrichment courses, and I will leave this part for my colleagues. Okay, so oops. Okay. Yeah. So before I end up my presentation, I would like to share a little bit of my personal experience when I did my PhD abroad for you. Besides the institutional supports I mentioned above, just as the director mentioned, academic Sinica, we cannot cover all the areas you need. So I suggest that you may also need some support from your colleagues, friends, exercise, outdoors activity for me. So this guys, gentleman, he's my very close senior colleague. He quite, we are looking at different research area. So there's no conflict, right? So every time, we went to our research room every day. So we quite exchange our research idea quite oftenly. Even now we keep contact. We contact with each other very oftenly. And in the lunch, we all of our colleagues quite like to gather together to have lunch. Yes, and also besides my colleagues in university, I also have friends in the regional community. So this is, they hold a farewell party for us, for me and my family before we leave after I have finished my PhD. Also, I have to emphasize that exercise or have a habit is very important for you. Just as Dr. Mo mentioned, PhD is not only working in laboratory, in your lab. Have your own life is also very important. I still remember that when I met my supervisor, actually I changed my supervisor, my second supervisor, the first meeting, he know I'm a very determined student, make a lot of time, spend a lot of time on my PhD, but also brought my family with me together. So he told me that don't work too hard. Leave some time, spend some time with your family as well. Don't work too hard for your PhD. But actually I work harder, even harder for that, because I want to complete my PhD within 4 years. Because in the UK, the system is students have to finish their PhD within 4 years. Otherwise, that would be cause problem. So exercise is very important. So I quite like to play sports with my friends and also do cycling. I didn't put a picture in here because I like jogging, running as well. Usually every evening after I finish reading some paper, writing some thesis, I will try to run for probably from half to 1 hour. Even sometimes it's snowing outside or raining, but I still keep running. Okay, and also you have to more actively to seeking resource from your institute. This is my case. Yes, my university also provides some travel grant, but you have to write your proposal to pursue it, to apply that. I successfully applied one which support me to attend a conference in the US. And the amount of money is equal to 130,000 NT dollars. Yeah, at that time. So quite helpful for me, and also is good for me in my CV. And also, yeah, be engaged at your PhD study. I believe that in your institute, you also quite have a different kind of activity, like an annual conference. So I attend the annual conference in my department every year. And before I graduate, I got a Best Session Presentation Award in my section. So quite proud of it even now, yes. And they put my name on the website of a department. Okay, so yeah, also I have a chance to be a teaching assistant to teach with the international student. It's also a very valuable experience. If you have a chance, don't miss this opportunity to enhance your other skills. Okay, yeah, the last point that I have to remind is that supervisors are the key person for your PhD. According to just I mentioned, I changed supervisor before. Yeah, that's another story. So in the UK, we have a multiple supervisor, but of course, usually I work with the primary supervisor, Professor Andrew, and we have a very healthy relationship. We met regularly, from weekly to monthly, yeah, depending on my progress. So just but I must suggest if I have any problem, I can. My supervisor realized that, and also he understand that I have to go back to my home country within 4 years. So we quite have a good progress, and successfully complete my PhD within 4 years. Yeah, even now we keep contact with my supervisor, and 2 years ago, he went to Taiwan to promote the department and recruit students, and he visited me in my classes. I teach in NTO as well, so I meet with my friends, my students, and also give some lectures. Okay, so we even have a communicate until now so far. So yeah, that is what I encourage you, that try to keep a healthy relationship with your supervisor, and sometimes you have to manage your supervisor as well. Okay, so that's all for my presentation. And I will pass the floor to Mrs. Shen, my colleague, and she will mention about the other details for you. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Before that, yeah, I have to. I want to praise you that I hope that you can take the advantage of the resource in here and make the most of your PhD journey, and also complete your PhD successfully. Thank you.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Huan Yi from TIGP office. Welcome to the TIGP family. So in this section, I will introduce some TIGP resources and the regulations that we provide here and during your PhD life. So we do hope that you become a great researcher in academia sinica after your study. And in the meantime, so you can also use your time to build up your future career and your professional networks. Okay, so from the previous Dr. Moses Ling's talk, so you have heard a lot of the enrichment courses. So now let's take a deeper look at what they are. So the first one is the laboratory safety training, so which is on September 16. So as you may know, so working in a lab has potential risk. Therefore, you need to learn how to protect yourself from the accidents and how to protect your co-workers in lab. So at the end of course, you need to pass an online test and obtain a lab passport, which allows you to work in the lab legally. Okay. The next one is the research access course on November 4th. So as a student, you need to follow the research access policy of Academia Sinica and our partner university. So otherwise, it will jeopardize your stipend. So this is a compulsory courses that for any student here. So you need to, this is a requirement for everyone to attend. If you cannot attend, you need to get the permission from your program. So the next one is Mandarin learning. This is also a required course for every first year international student. This course helps the student to better adapt the life in Taiwan and also become more competitive in your future job hunting. To improve the academic skills, we hire the teacher from the EMBO and the LTTC. So to hold a lecture or workshop, and which let us students know about the academic writing skills and the oral presentation skills. And this lecture or workshop will be useful to the future thesis writing and the paper publishing. So the course registration usually take place in June and November. Okay, so we do hope our students to learn essential skill for the career development. Therefore, we arrange a workshop to introduce the CV writing and the interview preparation. We also take students to visit the biopark to visit the bio company and their laboratories. So the student can learn some viewpoint from the industry leaders. So we also arrange a workshop about the foreign professional recruitment policy. So this will be a great opportunity for the international professionals like you who want to stay and work in Taiwan after your graduation. So in addition to the enrichment courses, so TIGP also gave students support, lots of support. So Academia Sinica also provide the counseling center, so which take care of students' mental health, also to enhance your personal well-being and work performance. So my colleague Mei Wenfang will introduce more detail later. Okay, so let's talk about your financial support. So generally, in principle, every student here, you can get a monthly stipend of 34,000. So this fellowship will be can be extended for 2 additional years. So if your performance is satisfactory, okay? So we also, for the student whose performance is outstanding, we also provide 2 additional fellowship, which is Research for Performance Fellowship and the Presidential Fellowship. The winner of these 2 fellowships can obtain additional 6,000 and 16,000 stipend per month, monthly stipend. So in general, the total stipend will become to 40,000 per month and 50,000 per month. Okay, so the 2 fellowship last 1 year. So you need to keep your performance very, very excellent, good, just outstanding, just so you can apply it yearly, okay? So TIGP also provide the travel grant to encourage senior students to attend the international conference. So this travel grant, if you are interested, please contact your program. So the Academia Sinica also offer 2 grants. So the first one is for attending international conference. The second one is short-term research collaboration fellowship. So also, if you are interested, please contact the program assistant, and sure he will help you to know more detail. Okay, so let's talk about the TIGP regulations. So this regulation, during your PhD life here, so there's certain regulation you need to know. So which also relates to the regulation form you need to sign later. So just go to TIGP website. So have a look about current student section here, and you will find the regulation. Read the regulation carefully, and later you need to sign the regulation form, okay? Okay, so at the end of each course, so our program secretary will dispatch a course survey form to all of you. So please give us the feedback as much as you can, because this your feedback are invaluable to help us to make the future course design. Okay, so let's talk about the ARC card for the international student. That's the first thing you need to deal with. So the first thing is who need to apply the ARC card. So the resident visa holder intending to live in Taiwan for more than 180 days are required to apply. So the ARC card looks like this, a blue card here, okay? So the second thing is why you need to apply. So the reason why is to reside in Taiwan legally. So as you may heard from Moses Things talk, so a legal residency status, relates not only relates to your legal status in study in Taiwan, but also creates a promising future career and also build a network cornerstone, okay? So just to stay in Taiwan legally here. So the reason two is to re-enter Taiwan before due date. For example, if you attend an international conference or go back to your country to take a vacation. So the ARC card will help you to live and re-enter Taiwan multiple times. The reason three is to open a post office account for saving. Okay, so in Taiwan, in addition to deliver something, so the post office has the function similar to the bank in your country. So your stipend, monthly stipend, will go to this the post office account. So just to be sure that you, once you get the ARC card, open the post office open the post office account immediately. The reason for it is to enroll the national health insurance, so which we will be talk about later. So the third one is when you need to apply the ARC card. So when you have been granted a resident visa, so you need to apply ARC within 15 days upon entering Taiwan. So don't over this 15 days here, okay? Okay, so these are the documents that you need to prepare for the ARC card. Those are quite standard. So the only thing I need to emphasize here is the number 3, a photo with background with 60% big head. So don't use your handsome or pretty photo with a very little small head over there, okay? So that doesn't work. So you need to prepare a white background with 60% big head. Okay, so also you pay the application fee, 1,000 at the convenience store. So in Taiwan, also in the big city, you will find 24-hour, are tons of 24-hour convenience store. So these stores function comprehensively and make your life much easier. Okay, so the next one is where and how to apply ARC. So this slide, you can download the slide from the cloud, so don't be panicked to make note, okay? So for the first application, annual extension, and the change information, or the reissuance, such as the damaged card or the stolen card. So all these student ARC matters, you need to apply through a student online application system. Okay, so you can find the information here and the YouTube, which is about step-to-step how to apply the ARC card here. Okay. So the thing I would also emphasize here is any change information need to be updated within 15 days via the online application system. Okay, which the number 1 is the passport number and the number 2 is address. I assume most of you stay in TIGP dorm for your first year. But when you move out of the dorm, please be aware that you need to take your new housing contract and upload those information to the online application form within 15 days. Otherwise, you will be fined, and you don't want that happen, okay? So just be careful that you need to update all the changing information within 15 days here. Okay, so now let's talk about the national health insurance. So every international student can enroll the NHI system 6 months after you get the ARC card. Okay, so which is the figure 1 here. Here, if you stay in Taiwan for 6 months, you can enroll the NHI system here. But please be aware that if you are out of Taiwan for less than 30 days, the date that you can enroll the NHI system will be postponed on, depends on how many days you are absent in Taiwan. Okay, but the date that you can enroll will be postponed. So the third situation, which is very bad. So if you are out of Taiwan more than 30 days, more than 1 month, the clock that you can enroll the NHI system will be reset from the date that you are back to Taiwan. So which means, in short, the date your previous stay in Taiwan will totally be a waste. So don't let this situation happen, okay? So just continue stay in Taiwan for 6 months. And for those international students who already have the NHI card, so please contact your program assistant, and he will help you to continuously enroll this NHI system. Okay, so the next one is the SSO account. So what is this? So this is an email system provided by Academia Sinica. So you can get the benefit, including the webmail with 15 gigabytes storage space, and to receive the latest announcement from Academia Sinica. And also you get a 15 gigabyte personal cloud storage here, and the Wi-Fi VPN activation, and the annual health checkup reservation with self-pay. And how can you apply for the SSO account? Also, go to the TIGP webpage, and there's a SSO account instruction here, guideline here. So you just go here and find how to apply it. Okay, so here are the oncoming courses and the events. So please add to your calendar. So the first one is Storm Orientation on September 12th. The second one is Laboratory Safety Training on September 16th. The third one, Welcome Reception on September 27th. The fourth one is Research Ethics Course on November 4th. Okay, so in your bag that you get from the registration desk, or you receive from the TIGP email, so there's a resource online checking sheet, look like this, okay? So there are many of useful information here, including today's PPT. So you can use the QR code here to access the cloud storage. So this is only for the class of 2023. So you are welcome to download it, and the link will be deactivated at the end of November. So just be sure that you download all this information before the deadline. Okay, so this is the last remember. After the orientation, you need to complete following the 3 requirements within 2 days. So in other words, the deadline will be the September 1st. So please know the deadline will be the September 1st. So the step 1 is watch 2 videos here. So you can also download the PPT and find the video links here. Okay, so complete to watch these 2 videos here. And the step 2 is to sign the student regulation form, also in your bag. Okay, so this is also related to the previous I mentioned the TIGP regulation. You can also check all the details on the website. And after you carefully read that, so you sign the student regulation form and scan it as a PDF file. Please note that, the PDF file, okay? The step 3 is to upload that PDF file through this QR code and to the cloud, okay? So you in the cloud folder, you will find there are several folders with your program's name. So upload to the right folder that your programs belong. And you write your file name look like this, your program name here and your name here. For example, CBNB Jenny Chen. Okay, so just scan and make the folder file name look like this. And upload the PDF file to the cloud storage, okay? So that's my talk today, and we do hope that you have a wonderful journey here. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Shen, for sharing such important information with us. This year, we have invited 2 outstanding researchers, a TIGP graduate and a current student, to share their PhD experiences with you. First, let's meet Dr. Jianjing Xu, who graduated from the MM program and is currently a postdoctoral fellow at the Institute of Biomedical Sciences in Academia Sinica. Welcome, Dr. Xu.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer, Academia Sinica, for having me here, and not just today, but throughout my life in Taiwan and my PhD studies, and until now the postdoc. So this is a photo of me in a place called Lindau, and this is the landmark of Lindau. What is this? This is the Barbarian lion status and the iconic lighthouse here. So today I'm going to share with you that a meeting that I attended 2 months ago in this Lindau. And this is a very beautiful island. If you go at different time, you get to see this lighthouse and the Barbarian lion status. So about these Lindau Nobel laureate meetings, what is so special about this meeting? This is a kind of like a lifetime meeting, a lifetime opportunity you can attend. And this meeting is among the young scientists and the Nobel laureates. So just a brief introduction, it was founded in 1951. And it serves as a forum for the exchange between the Nobel laureate and young scientists. So the theme of the meeting will encourage and encompass these 3 scientific disciplines, the physics, chemistry, and the medicines. And for every 5 years, they will go for the interdiscipline programs. And where is Lindau? If you look at the world map, this one is Germany. Lindau is somewhere around here. And if you got off from this Munich International Airport, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to reach Lindau. So if you further zoom in, this is the small island. And this island is on a lake, not a sea. And from here, this is the Lindau. So if you further zoom in, this is the Lindau Island. And that time I was staying here. So every morning, I can either take the shuttle bus or I walk directly into the Lindau Islands. So if you can see here the roundabout with all the banners, and this is the place for my meetings. And every year they will decorate the banner with the pictures of the Nobel laureate that will attend that meetings. And this is the place for the meeting. It's called the Insa Hela, which has been the place for this Linda meeting for decades. And this is me. I know I'm not good at selfie. So the program being covered by this meeting include like lectures, agora talk, open exchange, and so on. And much of them are kind of self-explanatory, so I'll keep it short. And for lectures, it's taken by the Nobel laureates. They will either describe part of their life experience, or some of the Nobel laureates, even they are still working now with the new R&D, and they will describe their research study. Like this Professor Mario Capaccis, he's kind of working on the research study, which is aligned to my study nowadays. And for the Agora talk, it's also being carried out by the Nobel laureates, and the participants are given the opportunity to ask questions for Q&A. It's kind of encouraged for all the participants to perform in and to participate in the Q&A sections. And this format is kind of suitable for some controversial or some new topics. So this Sir Tim Han, he talked about this mentoring and role models, which is very important for us because we are looking for a new lab, right? So I believe that in the next couple of weeks, you'll find a lab rotations, and it's very important time to find a mentor that is suitable for you. There's no good or bad mentor, but the one that is correct for you. And one of the experience that he shared that during his lifetime, one of the big changes of his career is that his lab got burned. And that time, he has to move to another lab, another building. And from there, because before this, he met a lot of problems with his studies. But when he moved to the new lab, the neighbor of the lab is a biochemist. And from there, during the coffee hour, during the discussions, that he learned many techniques in the biochemistry that can help to solve his problem. So like Dr. Meng mentioned just now, connections, very important. During his time, it's like the information is not as available as today. No internet. But nowadays, with all this information available, and given the opportunity to have different kind of connections, it's very important for us to have more scientific communication among the scientists, not just the one with your field, but also from other fields. And for panel discussions, it will usually sit by few Nobel laureates with moderators, and the topics being discussed, including like the diversity and merit in science, and of course, one of the very famous topics, the artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT also being covered in the panel discussions. And between the meetings, there's some entertainment. They have this ensemble of the Vienna Philharmonics. All these are just in between the talks, so we can have not a very relaxed situation. It's not just about every talk and saturate all your brain, but time for you to relax and to think back again. So there are also some international get-together event, and this year it was hosted by Indonesia. So the minister from Indonesia will give some talks there, and they also have some cultural event for the cultural dance, and to introduce Indonesia to the world. They also have this grill and chill, and as you can see here, this is like a platform, not just about listening to talk, but to build connections and to exchange culture. So I think in this TIGP program is also a very good opportunity for us to exchange our cultures among all the participants here, and also somewhere in Taiwan. And like every year culture, they have this barbarian evening in which we will see this barbarian music and dance. And that time we also can change to their cultural clothes if you bring any of those. And the closing ceremony is at this Mainau Island, in which you will take on this ferry to the Mainau Island. And you can see here inside of the boat, because the boat is a really long ride, about 1 hour, there are a lot of entertainment event there. And with my limited imagination, can you imagine you have the chance to dance with Nobel laureate? If you want to dance with Nobel laureate, go Lindam. So. So finally, when we reached the minor island, and this is the actual closing ceremony. So with that, I would like to say that in this meeting, it's really kind of like eye-opening because we get to see many people, not just the Nobel laureate, but very impressive friends new friends that I made during the meetings. So it is really a lifetime opportunity, and I think if you have the chance to apply for this meeting, try, and I really encourage that. So I have 2 missions today. One is to share the experience in the Linda Nobel laureate meeting. Another one is on this TIGP experience. So I think we still have a couple of minutes. Instead of me doing all the talking, I would like to go for a more interactive way. You ask questions and I answer them. And the organizer can control the times. So depending on what questions, what do you like to know about the life of TIGP? So from here, I'll wait for you. If you have any questions, just raise your hand, use the mic. Don't be shy. As a PhD student, we are encouraged to ask questions in every locations.
Okay, hello. How long did it take you to graduate?
Oh, this is a very good question. Technically, 6 years. Yeah. And what's your name?
I'm Priya. I'm from the GSA, but
Priya, can you come here for a while? Here? Keep it low profile. I didn't bring one for everyone. Okay, thank you, Priya. Any other questions? Your mission, should you accept, is to clear my bag.
You still have 4 minutes left.
It depends. Yeah.
Can I know how many supervisors you change in between?
I go for 2 lab rotations, and I choose one of them. Come here. Good. Come talk to me.
Hi, I presume you do. So I'm Cheng. I presume you study in Taipei during your program here.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Which is your favorite part of Taipei?
Oh, that's very good. I like the food here, and I like all the tourist spots. So you can visit Yangmingshan. That's really beautiful. I visit a lot of time. And especially at different seasons, because they have different flower seasons. Come here, come here. Okay. Yes.
Hello, I'm an AIoT student. From the previous presenter said you need to take care and plan your time. But my brain is blank now, so any suggestion or tip about how to start to plan your time or schedule in your TIGP program?
Well, that's a tough one. A very good questions, thanks. I think for PhD's life, it's rather difficult to get work-life balance, at least on my case, especially if you are in the early years. Well, I'm just going to give my own example, because I initially was trained as a plant scientist. When I moved to Taiwan, I go for neuroscience. So it's like there are a little bit of gap in between, and it really takes some time for the initial training. And I would like to say that in my 3rd or 4th year, I spent most of my Friday and Saturday night doing the lab work. It's like really a long period of time. But that can be different for everyone. Because for me, I know that I may need more time on the lab to practice my skill and to think of a new idea. But then I think this is really depends on everyone. So if you know that you are good at something and you don't need that much of time, then it's good. But if you think you need more time on something, then really go for it. Because whatever you learn now, when you are younger, it stays and it sticks. And when we start to grow older, the learning curve start to go down. So try to learn and acquire as many knowledge and skill as you can at this moment. This is your peak moment, your prime time. Let's come here, have a drink. I think I can take one more questions due to the time limitations.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, this way. Yeah.
Okay.
So a bit of a heavy question, but I think some of us, or maybe many of us, have this question in mind. Do you know about the imposter syndrome? Okay.
Yes.
So if for people who don't know, it's a feeling of thinking that you're not supposed to be in some place, or am I in the right place, or am I worth this opportunity? So if people feel that, how would you tell them to get over it and move ahead, if you have any words for that?
I might not be the best person to answer this question, but I'll try. Well, a lot of time we don't really know what we want. But for me, I really know what I don't want. So with that, it's just like I cut off what I don't want and I try what I want. And if it turns out to be right, then I'll go further of that. If not, then it becomes what I don't want, and I know it. And I think we have the TIGP office with the best counselor to give more advice on this. So, okay, let's. Okay, time's up. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, Dr. Siu, for sharing your experience in Linda with us and the fun Q&A session. We originally scheduled a break time. As we are quite far behind our schedule, we'll continue with the agenda. Thank you for your understanding. Next, we have Mr. Zheng Zhechen, a current student from the Nano program, who is also an awardee of the Rising Star Fellowship in 2021, to share his experiences with us. Welcome, Mr. Chen.
Morning, everyone. I'm Zheng Zhechen, and today here I'm going to share some experience, okay, like Dr. Shen did, okay? And okay, today I'm from Nano program, and for before my sharing, I would like to give some simple introduction to myself so that you can know me more, and maybe if I have further question, you can just contact me. Okay, for in the future. So first, and I'm native here. I'm from Kaohsiung at the south part of the Taiwan. So hope you can understand my English. I'll try my best. And also, I'm the third grade. I'm going to be a third grade of PhD student, as you like in here, TIGP student. And I'm from Department of Physics in the National Taiwan University. So like I'm the 2 grades older than you. So 2 years ago, I also have attended this TIGP orientation. However, I attended orientation just in front of my computer due to the pandemic. So I think it's very glad to see you all healthy and on site here. Okay. Okay, and also I'm major of doing for my bachelor and a master degree for chemistry, and now I'm doing some nanostructure and optics. And now my research is about 2D semiconductor optical devices, this kind of things. So if you have interest or you are planning to do this kind of subject, maybe you can contact me. I'm now with RCS. It's another corner of the Academia Sinica campus, and this is my email, ZDChen, which is my abbreviation of my name. So ZDChen@gmail. So if any further question, you can contact me, and maybe all other cooperation. Okay. So first, also as Dr. Shin do, I would like to introduce a meeting that I've attended this year in March, and it's called Hope Meeting. And this Hope Meeting is held in Tsukuba in Japan. Okay, that's Zhubo in Japan. And on this whole meeting, it's kind of special meeting. For this meeting, we gathering like 7 Nobel laureates, actually 8 Nobel laureates, but for only 7 speeches. And over 100 young scientists from worldwide. And some special part is that for this meeting, this is not like a conventional academic meeting. For this meeting, every scientist or every researcher are totally from different region, different background. So that means it's not like some academic conference that we mainly discuss on some topic. For this meeting, we just like to introduce ourselves, introduce our topic, and introduce what this region are going to development. So you can see this photo. I'll just show some photo from this whole meeting. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of people here, and there's 7 Nobel laureates in middle here. And of course, each laureate will give their own speech, mainly talking about their research, or mainly talking about their life or how their attitude to the research. But I think the most important part or the interesting part is that we still also have some like subgroup meeting. There's like a group discussion, and for each this group discussion, the Nobel laureates will have some chat and communicate with like 10 to 20 students on site. So in this part, it's fun that we seldom talk about research. We just talk about some life or some point of view of laureates. And even some of the laureates, they will bring their husband or wife here. So some of them just like chatting about how they met together and about their love story, this kind of casual things. So it's a very fun part. Of course, you can still communicate or discuss something about academic things. Okay, so I think it's very free and very casual part. I really like this part, and it's a very honor of opportunity to have so close to a Nobel laureate. Even already 7 Nobel laureates, so it's from different regions. Okay, and also you can have a chance to like propose your research, like giving a flash talk or like poster. And I have mentioned that it's from diverse region, diverse background. So everyone is talking like in different things. So it's not like we will not go for detail like what we are really mention or some core physics things in this proposal or in this presentation. We just like giving a brief introduction to everyone, and everyone's still like a brief viewing of how people's doing and how each research is going through and development. And this part is like we also have been divided. Like we have talked about, we have about 100 more scientists or 100 more like researchers, and divided into like 10 groups. So for each group, we are like about 10 members or 10 students together. And also contain like PhD students like me and some postdoc fellow and also some young professor together. And I hate this part, but however, after the meeting, this part just improved me the most, because we are going to have like a presentation, not a talk in different style, not only the presentation in PowerPoint, like maybe we'll give him some drama or maybe acting something, you know, and maybe mainly discussing on some topics. So that's what we need to, we are forced to like discuss every night after the dinner with this. You know, I don't think I'm a really talkative English guy, and I don't think I can talk English very good. So, but I'm forced to like talk and discuss something specific with these distinguished researchers, who some of them are native speaker. So we are talking about we are forced to like discuss and talk, and we need to build up something to represent at the end. So it's quite painful for me like every night after dinner. But however, after that, I think I've really improved my English pronounce or English listening. I think it helped me a lot. So overall, I really like this part. And of course, as we have also some activity like entertainment, and we have have a tour to like investigate this called KEK. It's the Particle Accelerator Center of the Japan. And also we have some activity, like some concerns, some views, and have some like tea ceremony, like a traditional Japanese culture experience. And also, of course, I have a farewell party, and we have like playing some games and just make friends to each other. So I think that's the most important part of this meeting. Like some of we can meet friends from all over worldwide and from all different regions. And still, from some of them, we are still contacting who's called recently. So I think it's a pretty memorable meeting. And I think the most important thing is that for this meeting, there's no on certain topic. So that means with different region from you can apply for this meeting, like next year, I think, in the future. And also for this meeting, all the hotel, the funding will be like covered by the JSPS, the Society of Japan, and also the Academia Sinica. So don't worry about the grant or the money you want to spend. Okay, just go there and enjoy the meeting. So hope this can encourage you to like apply this meeting like for in the future. Okay. So that's it. And next part, I would like to introduce some of the TIGP, how TIGP can help us. And sorry, I didn't bring any gifts today. So hope you can have some good advice as a gift for you. Okay. So of course, I'm just a third grade TIGP student. It's just 2 years older than you. So I'm not really can help you. I don't think I cannot concern that this can help you really a lot. So I would say this is just based on my experience. Okay. So how TIGP can help us? What I want to talk about is that what's the advantage or resources you can gain or strive for being a TIGP student as in academia compared to a general PhD student from college in Taiwan. So that's what I'm really want to talk about. Yeah, how TIGP can help us. Okay, so first I think in TIGP we got a diverse culture or diverse language environment. So we in class in courses we are like gathering all the students from worldwide from different countries. So for native, okay, you can practice your English, and from foreigners which your English native speaker, maybe you can help us to practice English. No, you can still practice on the Mandarin. Okay, just like Dr. Ying has mentioned, I think the practice of the ability of saying Mandarin, I think is very important. And also, it's not racist, but I think it's important to like get habit to like any essence of English from worldwide. Yeah, I think that's very important. It's a good environment for you here in TIGP. And also, I think in TIGP or in academic Sinica, we got rich research resources. I say rich, it means that in the academia Sinica, we got the different institute, different center in different region, all in one campus. So that means if today, like for example, I want to do something analyzing some sample, and in your institute there's lack of this instrument. I think it's easy to find another same instrument to do the same thing in another, for example, maybe in the Institute of Chemistry, and because we are all in the academic Sinica campus, so I think it's easy to have a like contact and collaboration with other professors, other lab, and do the same experiment or result. So I think that's kind of convenient and kind of important to stay in here as a TIGP or in this academia Sinica. And the last one is financial support. It's too real and seldom people talk about, but I do think, on my experience, I think it's very important. So I would just like to highlight it. Okay, for financial support, I think Ms. Shen has I talk about that we have like 34,000 to 50,000 a month, okay? And actually for median salary in Taiwan is like 42,000 a month. So I think, I will not say it's a much salary, but I think it's compatible. And I think it's affordable, it's enough for you to afford like your own livings, okay? And also, for example, I just like to encourage you that you can get more financial support or like scholarship. So my friend A, okay, he has passed the qualification of PhD, and he's a third grade of the PhD student, and now he had got 50,000 a month NT$. And however, he can also get some scholarship to apply some scholarship like research scholarships or progress scholarships to like external 6,000 or 16,000. So that can make his salary like to 56,000 or to 66,000. So I think it's pretty much okay. You can have with this salary you can have a very nice okay life in Taipei City. Okay. However, if you have the like wife or husband or kids, I think that's another story. It's just for your own, okay? I think it's very affordable. Okay, so for conclusion and some advice, I think just basically on these 3 topics, since we have some diverse culture or environment, go get friends. And also in academia we have a rich resources, so try to get cooperation. And since here have some financial support or some scholarship, okay, just go get money. Okay, so I think this is something, based on my experience, I think it's 3 topics that's kind of important for me. So, but above all, among these, I think the most important, just be healthy and be positive. Okay, so I think that's my talk. Thanks for your listening, and bon voyage for your TIGP journey in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chen, for sharing your insights as a developing researcher with us. In the Academia Sinica community, we take mental health seriously. Next, we welcome Ms. Mei-Wen Fong, a counselor from Academia Sinica Counseling Center, to present a talk on mental health care in PhD and prevention of sexual harassment. Welcome, Ms. Fong.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm the counselor from the Counseling Center. I'm Mei-Wen Fong. So today I'm going to share some of my professional experience and my personal experience with you. My personal experience with you is because actually I'm Malaysian. Yeah, I have come to Taiwan for 16 years. Yeah, so I have also experienced like you now, like you are sitting at here now. I were new to Taiwan 16 years ago. Yeah, so I also experienced the adaptation to the culture at here. And today, why we are going to talk about the mental health during your PhD. Yeah, so from our dean and the previous speaker, we can listen. We know that it's a very difficult journey. And at the same time, you have to be mentally prepared for your journey. If not, then your graduation will be a problem. Okay. So today I will share about how to manage your mental health and the mental health resources and the sexual harassment prevention in Academia Sinica. First, let's look. Do you think that this is your expectation to your PhD journey? It's very smooth, right? But this is the reality. Okay, so means that during these 5 years, maybe 5 years, yeah, you will face a lot of difficulty. And during this journey, you have to learn a lot of different skills to resolve the problem. But at the same time, to learn a new skill or the new technique does not mean that you are weak or you are not good enough. Yeah. So but remember, we always have to learn new skill, but that does not mean that you are weak. Okay. So this is the reality. And we have conducted the analysis of TIGP counseling statistics in 2022. So from this graph, we can see that what are the 4 main issues that the TIGP student come from counseling. First, stress management and work-related concerns, family relationship, and intimate relationship. So what does it mean by work-related concerns? It contains the mentorship problem, the interpersonal relationship problem, adaptation in the workplace, and pressure management in the workplace. Yeah. So we can see that this is very, very common for every PhD student. And these are the 4 phases you will face during your PhD journey. They are cultural adaptation, interpersonal relationship, mentorship, and work-life balance. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the first one, cultural adaptation. I think there are a lot of you, you are the first time to come to Taiwan, and there are also a lot of you may not be the first time to go overboard. Yeah, but I think the Taiwan culture is still different with your own culture. Like me, even though I'm Chinese, but my culture in Malaysia, my experience in Malaysia is still different with the experience in Taiwan. So this may be quite fun, but this also can be true. In Taiwan, Chinese, we use chopstick for every food, every kind of food. Yeah, it is very, very common to Taiwanese or to the Chinese. But for a lot of foreigners, I think it's very special things to you, and you have to learn about it. But at the same time, I think it can be quite exciting for you to adapt to a new culture, but it will be also quite overwhelming as well. Yeah, okay. So I think, for example, some of you may have to cook. You may have to cook when you are in Taiwan, but you don't cook previously when you were in your home country, because maybe you miss the food in your home country, so you have to cook. So you have to build up a new lifestyle, a new living habit. Okay, so there are some tips for the cultural adaptation. First, take time to adjust. Give yourself some time. It's very, very common. You will face a lot of culture shock. It's very common, okay? But after some time, then when your routine sets in, you will become better. And keep an open mind. Means that there are different culture. There are a lot of different from your own culture and the Taiwan culture. But that does not mean that which culture is better or which culture is not so good. Okay, so try to understand more about the Taiwan culture or learn more about the differences between these two cultures. And third one is you may suffer from like homesickness. Me too. I also suffer from homesickness whenever my airplane reached the Taiwan land. Yeah, I miss my home at that moment. Okay, so what to do? Try to create some new support system. It's super, super important. Yeah, because it will help to elevate the homesickness. Yeah, okay? So next one, I'm going to talk about the interpersonal relationship. Just now we said that to create a new support system is very important. It can help you to support your life, but at the same time, interpersonal relationship, it can also be very overwhelming. Why? Let's see. How different culture, different people from, yeah, how they show disagreement. This is also a bit fun, yeah. But we know in this room, we are all from different countries. We have different mindset, we have different culture. Yeah, so how do we show, how do we speak in our way, how to understand what your friend means? So if, because of the differences, it will cause a lot of misunderstanding. Okay, so what to do? First, be friendly and respectful. It's super, super important because when you are new to the environment, you can try to say hi and smile to your friend. And for foreigners, you can try to learn and speak some Chinese word to your friend, to the Taiwanese friend. Yeah, then they will, it can promote the relationship between you and your friends. Okay, and share your culture. I like to listen to different experience sharing about your culture. I really like that. Yeah, so when you share it, it's very valuable for Taiwanese. Yeah, okay. And the third one is practice active listening. Yeah, it's important because you know we are from different culture. I'm not very sure about your mindset. I don't understand about what you think about. Why do you say in this way? Yeah, so I have to repeat and summarize and check whether do you mean in this way, okay? Yeah, the third one is mentorship. Yeah, there were a lot of speakers that talk about the mentorship, the relationship with your advisor is super, super important because it will affect whether you can graduate on time or not, okay? Yeah, this is mainly the problem. Why the mentorship is not as good as we thought? Because the the advisor and the student, they have different expectation to the thesis, to their project. Yeah, the advisor may think that the student should be independent, but the student may think that advisor, you should give me some more instruction or guidance. Okay, so this will create the misunderstanding. Here are some tips for the mentorship. Make good use of your lab rotation, because you are going to do the lab rotation. It will be a very, very good chance for you to think about your research interests, and then what kind of supervision style do you like. And then you can also observe the lab mate in the lab. Do you like it a lot? Can you adapt to it? And please, when you start to conduct the supervision relationship with your supervisor, you have to make a plan with him. You have to meet regularly with him, so you will have a regular process. And whenever you think that you are uncomfortable or something you disagree, please tell your advisor very, very calmly. Okay, you have to tell it at that moment. Okay. And take the initiative means that you are responsible for your own project. So every time during the meeting, don't ever think that your professor should give you any kind of guidance. You have to provide it first. Okay. The last one is work-life balance. Okay. We always say that it's very hard to have a work-life balance, but there are some kind of ideas I think that they will make you have an imbalance in the work life. For example, some students, they will think that, I'm so excited when I get into the PhD degree. I want to do research. I want to spend a lot of time in the lab. So I don't need any leisure time. Okay, this is the first type. The second type is the student, they are shy to make friends. Yeah, since we are all international students, but I'm shy to make any friends. So I would rather spend more time in the labs. Yeah, so this is the second type. And the third type is the advisor expectation. The advisor will expect you to work a lot. Yeah, so you won't have any time to have a work-life balance. Okay. So how to get a work-life balance? We try to do that. Okay, we try to do that. Means that it's very hard, but we still have to try to do that, because we know that we are not robots, right? We are all human beings. Okay, first, arrange your priority. What is important and what is important and urgent? What is important but not urgent? Yeah, we have to arrange it first. And the next one is examine your approach to work and life. Do I devote enough time to my leisure time? Do I have enough time to recharge myself? It's very important. Yeah. And practice self-care. Self-care does not mean that I need like 1 week or 2 weeks to holiday. It does not mean that. You can rest in between your jobs. And in the research, you will be more effective if you rest in between your jobs. Okay. A very, very simple self-care will be like talk with your friend, or go for a walk, or listen to the music, or eat some good food. Yeah, so try to practice some self-care. Okay. Yeah, so when to seek help, there are four symptoms you can try to observe by yourself. First, emotion. When you feel helpless, or when you feel low without any good reason, or when you notice that you have a change in emotion. Then the second one is connection. Connection means that you have the thought like, I'm not good enough, I cannot focus, I'm reading, but I cannot focus, it just cannot go into my mind. Yeah, or you have any kind of suicidal ideation. And the third one is behaviors. The change of behavior, because, for example, like change of sleeping pattern or eating pattern, then you may need to seek help. And relationships mean that withdraw from some important interpersonal relationship. Like you don't go out with your close friend, you don't want to talk with your family. Yeah, so these 4 are the very important symptoms. If you have any kind of it, please, you have to ask for help. Okay, here are some of the resources for the mental health. Academia Sinica Counseling Center, we provide free counseling for every student. And we have the infirmary room they provide psychiatry service. And the student who will be based at different university campus, you will also can get free counseling at the university campus. Okay, so what does ASCC do? We do individual counseling, group counseling, consultation hotline, and mental health promotion and psychological assessment. And we have 5 counselors. The middle 3, Annie Yang, me, Mei Wenfeng, and Dan Luo. Both of 3 of us are the full-time counselor, and we have Penny and Andy. They are a part-time counselor. Okay. This is the environment of the counseling center. We are located at the TIGP building at the 2nd floor. Okay, so when you come for the Chinese class, then you will pass by our office. And there are some upcoming events. At October, we will have a Chinese we will have a talk which will be held in Chinese, the mental care for patient and caregiver. At November, this is very important for every newcomer, every new student. I hope that every one of you can join. We will hold a peer support group for everyone. So please remember to sign up at that time, okay? Yeah. And now I'm going to talk about the sexual harassment prevention. Yeah, before I start this part, I would like to emphasize that we are all from different countries. So we cultivate different religion, different culture. So it is very important to respect each other. What does respect means? Yeah, we always say that we have to respect each other, we have to respect. What does it mean? Respect for me, actually, it means that I know that you have different mindset. But I know I won't harm you, verbally or physically. We have a lot of cases, we have a lot of experience before. Yeah, 2 students or 2 groups of students, they come from different countries, then they because of some small misunderstanding, they will start to have any argument. Yeah, so please try not to harm anyone. And especially in Taiwan and in Academia Sinica, it is we very, very highly concerned the sexual harassment issue. So it is protected by 4 acts: gender equality in employment, gender equality in education, and prevention of sexual harassment, and stalking and harassment prevention. Okay, these are the 4 acts which will protect all of us. So what is sexual harassment? First, unwanted flirting. Yeah, if anyone wants to make any sexual advance, but the other party say no, I don't like it, so it will be a unwanted flirting. Okay, for example, someone asked me to have someone want to pursue me, but I say no. Then this person, he still comes to me and asks for a date. Then it will make me feel uncomfortable. Then this kind of behavior will be considered an unwanted flirting. Catcalling, yeah. Do you think that make any kind of compliment to your friend is very good? Yes, it is. But compliment like especially towards the other sexual part, it will be considered a sexual harassment. For example, your part above your chest is so wide. Your body part above your chest is so wide. Then at that time, I will feel uncomfortable. Why do you notice my part above my chest, right? So it will be called as catcalling. Touching without consent, yeah, like I said, we come from different countries, we have different culture. For some culture, you may have a lot of physical contact. But in Taiwan, actually, Chinese, we don't really like always have very close physical contact. Yeah, so if anyone say no to you, please keep a distance. And sexual favors. Anyone who offer a sexual request for sexual favors to keep your job or to promote you, to give you a promotion, then there will also be a kind of sexual harassment. And showing inappropriate pictures or sharing sexual text or images about like the private part, it will also consider as a sexual harassment. Okay, so for all this behavior, it cannot like the sexual harassment behavior is very broad. Just anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, then they will be considered as sexual harassment. So what to do when we face this kind of problem? Yeah, we have to say no to any kind of this behavior. Okay. And this is a very new act, stalking and harassment behavior. What does it mean? Like, do you think that admire somebody is correct or wrong? It's correct, actually. You can admire somebody. But if one person, he admires somebody and then keep tracking or telling a specific person, it will be illegal. It's a price, right? It will be illegal, okay? Or threatening or insulting a specific person, it will also be illegal. Like somebody, he's angry and then he send a message that I will kill you one day, okay? It will be illegal. Ask for that repeatedly and sending unwelcome message and misuse one's personal data without their consent. Yeah, so all this will be considered illegal. So we have to be careful for this. What to do? Okay, there are a lot of information about the sexual harassment prevention. It's under the website of personal office. You can go through it. And if anyone you met this kind of incident, I hope that you won. You can file a complaint through this phone number or through the email. All this information are on the website. And then they will initiate investigation. And then for those, the injury party may suffer from some kind of punishment. Okay. Yeah. So these are my sharing for today. If you need some more information about counseling center, you can scan the QR code here. So I hope I can see you at November during our peer support group. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fong, for sharing such valuable information with us. Next, let's welcome one of our dormitory mentors, Ms. Do Chung Hui Fong from the Nano program, to introduce the neighborhood around TIGP dormitory. Welcome, Ms. Fong.
Okay, good morning, guys. So my name is Do Chung Hui Fong, and you can also call me Jasmine. I am the second year TIGP student in Nano program and also one of the dorm master. So I live near the 6th floor, and you can find me anytime that you need my help. So today I'm gonna tell you about something of our neighborhood, but at first I want to congratulations. Like, I know that you have a hard work to be here, so that's why. My talk today will have 8 parts, and I'm trying to go as faster, okay? I know that I'm quite sure that you have some information about Taiwan, that the island have like 13 counties and the big 3 cities, but maybe you don't know that we have also 3 counties that under Taiwan management, especially Penghu, that is amazing to travel. And this is us, Taipei. It's in the north and can be considered as capital of Taiwan. And we are living here in Nangang. It's a little bit nearby the heart of Taipei. That is some necessity stuff that I think that you should bring along. That is for sure an umbrella. Like Nangang have 33% of year time is raining. So it's raining outside right now when I'm coming here. So make sure that you pay for a quality umbrella and bring it with you all the time. And the second thing is the car. I mean, so many cars, right? You have the dorm key car, your easy car, student car, and academy senior car. So this easy car and iPass or T-Pass will help you a lot with the convenience store, the transport station, and many things that you will discover later. But the student card and AS card can give you a lot of discount. I will mention it later. And one of the things is Taiwan is one of the highest recycling rates in the world. So make sure that you can have this personal thing with you, like a personal cup or tumbler, personal recycle bag, like one of the bag that you received today, right? The tote bag, and maybe personal stencil. So it can help you discount something. Like if you bring your own cup or tumbler, you can have $5 discount for bubble milk tea. Yeah, why not? So next one is the transport station. So one of the most commonly that the U-bike, the yellow bike that you can mention everywhere in Taiwan. If you have the motorbike international license, you can translate it into Taiwanese and rent the motorbike that is electronic and very useful. That means Gogoro. Next is the Taipei bus and the subway system that include the MRT, TRA, and TXHR. So what is different from this one? This one is within Taipei in the city. These two is connect cities around the Taiwan, but the TRA is a little bit slower, and this is for the highest speed. So with every of this is an app on your phone, and I have linked the app that you can search for the information. And also we have Nangang Station just nearby for you to use on of the subway, and I attacked the location here. And one of the most important thing is we have the shuttle bus. Because it is free. And it is connect to the partner university like direction. So I believe that you will use this frequently, and the bus stop is just behind the post office. You can see the post office very easy. So about your healthcare, one of the most thing I want to say, that is the mental health care. So don't underrate your mental health care, and believe me, that will very helpful if you join the counseling center, because I was there. It's very helpful. If your injury is minor, you can visit the infirmary room. That is just at the gymnasium, the next building of this building. And if you have like shoulder pain or back pain, you can visit restoration. And if you want some medicines, you can visit the pharmacy here, or you can take some Chinese medicine if you can take the herb one. We have some clinic in the hood. This one is especially for children if you bring your family here. And if you want to measure health care or health check, you can try the hospital. So I have attacked all of the location here. You can, when you receive the slide, you can use the link I attack here. And I know that you are searching for some shopping here, like at the first time you come to Taiwan. You can see that many convenience stores widespread of Taiwan. So that is very like super convenient. Everything you can find it, like food, drink, furniture, also electric device. But there are two of the convenience store. One is the High Life. It's next to the post office, and one is the 7-Eleven. It's just inside this building that you can use the Academy Sinica card, can get the discount. So keep it in your mind. Also, there are some market, the local market, when you find fresh food or fresh vegetable. But the local market is usually open in the morning. So you have to make sure that you come there like before the afternoon. And one is the local night market. It's just open twice a week, and this is a small one, but it's very close to the dorm. At the normal day, you can see it is a parking lot, but in the evening, it will transform into night market, so don't worry. I have also attacked the location here for you to check, especially the local market in the morning can give you how can I say? I know that we've come from different culture and different religion. So if you cannot find your country spices or ingredient, you can try to find in the local market. And the supermarket is opposite to the dorm. They have a PS Mart, right? But it is quite small. So if you want to search for some bigger furniture or utility, you can use the PS Mart Nangang flagship store or the Costco wholesale in Naihu. But the Costco will require you for a membership that costs like 1,000 for a year. But if you share it with your friends, it will be super cheap compared to the other, and they have like everything, almost everything. And you can visit the Nangang stores named CityLink. They have a bookstore, a restaurant, fashion brand, everything. Yeah. And because we are in the e-commercial era, so online shopping is necessary. And I have linked the tutorial video that you can download this app in Taiwan, and the video is in English, so I think it's maybe useful. So let me take you a quick food tour around here. So for your reference, this is our dorm, and this is the directly to the front gate of Sinica. So if you turn right, you can see immediately the Taiwanese buffet lunch bar, this kind of lunch bar. So you can choose like one main milk and 3 side dishes. And if you go further, you can see some dumpling and a milk tea shop. And if you go even further, you can see one of my favorite spot, that is a book and coffee shop that have 2 adorable cats. I'm a cat person, yeah. So in the opposite side, if you turn left and you see an elementary school, you can have these street food. They have some traditional Taiwanese food and a hot spot, deep fry, and also this international restaurant like Korea, Japanese, and some Indian. So I quite sure that I'm here because I want you to make your own discovery. And also you can use the app Uber Eats and Foodpanda to deliver your food to the dorm or to the department. And this is what I want to share in the recommendation list, because I'm just coming up with this idea just a few days ago. Because we know that it's hard to find your own country things around here, so I make a list for me and my friend to share our place to buy the ingredient, or our place to pray, our place to show the community. So if you're interested, you can take a look here, or if you want to contribute when you use the service here, you can contribute in the QR code here. And I really think that the recommended list here can be expanded using by the GSA later. About the activities, so TIGP staff are very open heart and they are very active. So last year I shown like at least 6 activities hosted by the TIGP. So don't worry if you feel alone, they will always have the events for you to join. So make sure that you not miss anything. And otherwise, you can have like exercise event. You can join the gymnasium just next to this building. I play badminton with my friend as every weekend. And you can join the scuba diving, trekking, hiking, or the cycling, because Taiwanese really love exercise. Like they build the cycling trail around the island, also many trekking and hiking. This one is just behind Academy Sinica. So and really easy to get to this spot, so you can try them later. And I have attached the information about the weather, the safety information, and also the direction here. You can try them. And the last one is the community. I found some helpful group that you can check for in Facebook. One is the Buy Nothing. The Buy Nothing is the group that you can give away or receive stuff for free. I mean everything, but from the guitar, hair dryer, even they give the baby stroller, clothes, everything. They're very kind, so you can search for your needs here first and purchase later. Or you can try the language exchange. It's very helpful if you want to learn Chinese or even French or many language from the native speaker, from the foreigner in Taiwan. And the event and activities group here is for foreigner, so you can find your same community easily here, or you can try the photoing, the traveling, anything that it is up to you. So this is all of my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Fong, for such detailed information around the neighborhood. Last but not least, we welcome Mr. Kiran Kumar, a student from the Biodiversity Program, also a representative of Graduate Student Association, to introduce the GSA for us. Let's welcome Mr. Kiran Kumar.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kiran Kumar, third-year PhD student from TIGP Biodiversity Program. Before I begin, firstly, I'd like to congratulate all of you who have got enrolled in this TIGP program. And today, as a representative of GSA, I'd like to tell you what GSA is about, what we intend to do via GSA. So GSA, that is Academia Sinica Taiwan Graduate Student Association. I think in today's program, most of the speakers have highlighted some keywords: maintaining your social life, work-life balance, having connections. Sometimes during this, while having this PhD journey, you tend to forget or tend to not give a proper maintenance to your that social life. And I think that's where we come into play. So let me give an example. When you join the TIGP program as a PhD student, you might have a simple plan. Okay, I'll do my experiments, I'll have my coursework well, and I will complete my PhD in 3 or 4 years, and everything goes smooth. But sometimes, things doesn't happen as we plan. It might not go as we want it to go. You might have your courseworks, you might have your qualifying exams, your progress reports, setback of your experiments, your manuscripts, and if the thing doesn't go as planned, it might upset you. It might lead to some frustration. And I feel if you have some connections around, it might be your colleagues, your friends, most of the first years might be living in the TIGP dorm. It gives you a support that there are some people who can be with you in your hard times. And that kind of helps you to graduate or maintain your PhD journey to go in a much smoother way. How we can tend to do that, how we can intend to follow it. We can have some events, we can have some academic events, or we can have some science-related events. Sometimes we are bounded within our own program or within our own research expertise, and we don't look ahead apart from what we intend to do, and sometimes it gets most of the time monotonous, or sometimes might get some little boring. So getting to know more about the different programs, more about related to science, getting to know more information in other programs as well, it keeps you kind of motivated. It keeps you kind of going. And we intend to have such events via this GSA. Also, having this kind of this food festivals, I guess most of us here might be, they might be into the food things, and since we come from multicultural environment, having such kind of events, it brings us together, and we can know more about the different cultures, more about the different foods, and you get to know each other via such kind of grand events. Apart from such events, we can also have some fun games. Like people might here be interested in singing or dancing. And I think while having this PhD journey, you can't maintain your hobbies, or you can't maintain that passion which you had. So we can have such kind of fun kind of events, of some sports events. And like for example, table tennis, or if some people might be interested in basketball, cricket, volleyball, any sports. It's not that we'll be organizing all the events. Sometimes you also can pitch in your ideas. You might be having more better ideas than us. You might be having some games which we might not thought of. You can come to us, pitch us. If everything goes well, we can have it. And your ideas, your participation makes it more interesting to keep this GSA going on. So let me get into more the technical of this GSA. So main motto is like the GSA is made by the students, and it's for the students. Just to make sure that you have connections, you have a proper work-life balance, and you're not fully in-streamed with your PhD career, and you don't have that distance apart from your your day-to-day life. We have three main purposes. So firstly, we like to have some events related to fun events or recreational events. There might be students here who are not into this kind of fun events or sports events. You might be a nature lover, or you might love hiking, or you might only want to sit around and just do the stargazing. Let's do it. It's more welcome. If you want to do it in those kind of events, you can have such kind of groups, and we can organize such events. Secondly, while you're doing this, your PhD journey, it's not easy to maintain and not easy to focus on your personal growth and development. I guess while having such kind of activities, maintaining your connections, it kind of improves and also supports your PhD life as well. Third, I believe our GSA is mostly focusing on, that is the students' welfare. I think the mental health speaker has already spoken about this students' welfare thing. And I believe this is a major concern. Sometimes we tend to neglect our problems, or we tend to hide our problems, and it might lead to a catastrophic throughout your PhD journey. And I would say don't ignore it. If you have something to deal with, just make sure there are people around, there are GSA members around. You can come to them, talk to them. It's not that we might provide the entire solution for that, but sometimes it's better to know that there's a person around to talk to you. That's much more important than actually kind of getting to the main solution. So with regards to these activities and the purposes, we have formed these 4 committees. I like to call them pillars: general affairs, students' welfare, academic, and recreational. I think in the last slide, based on 3 purposes, we have this committee: students' welfare, academic, and recreational. When it comes to general affairs, it's kind of a committee which looks about the logistics, about the finances, the communication part between all these committees, the events, and it kind of builds a connection among the GSA members, also between the new students and the GSA. So just because we have this 4 committees doesn't mean there's no space for any other clubs or committees. Like for example, you don't want to get involved in academic activities or fun activities, you are only a sports person, you like only to play table tennis. We can make a small group who loves basketball, who loves table tennis, and we can have that mini group and we can carry forward while we are having this PhD career. Also, for example, there's a person who doesn't want to get involved in all this academic, recreational, and sports, but only loves to do hiking or nature trekking. Why not? Even the 6 or 8 people who can form a group and who can lead an event and can have this hiking or nature trekking, we can have that as well. So, likewise, like this, the sports and the hiking, there might be more clubs. It not be like it be functional throughout the year, but it can be once in a year, or it can have like a periodic time. So same way, any of your hobbies or any of your passions can lead to such kind of a clubs or can lead to such kind of small committees. So with that, we have some upcoming events for you all. First, we like to call it as Student Forum. It's an event where the new students and the GSA members, we can openly talk about your life. They can share their experiences. Since you're new here, the language might be different, the culture might be different. So it's easy to talk to the seniors and get some experience shared by them than trying to get to know everything by yourself. So sometimes this experience sharing plays a vital role in your journey. Along with the new students, we can plan some events. You might be having some exciting ideas which we might not have thought of. We can do such kind of events. But the thing is, to lead such kind of events, we need your participation. We need your support, because it's the whole idea is this thing should be done by the student-led initiatives, right? So without the support of the students, without the participation of that, this won't be possible. And good or bad, feedback is always welcome. If you are doing something good, if you are doing something bad, please tell us. There's always a room for improvement. Second, we call it as know your privileges. Like in the previous speaker, they have mentioned about the sexual harassment, or there might be some, because since we come from different race, the culture, there might be some events which might disrupt your mental state, and you not be able to talk about it that frequently or that openly. So we are planning to have such kind of events to know that there are some student-related concerns. It's more easier when student talks to a student than going on a very hierarchy basis. So also, we like to, although you have already heard about the contact points and the well resources from within the Seneca, we have to share more information on this. We'll tell you all that there are concerned people who can take care and who can be responsible, who can you approach them with regards to such kind of things. Apart from those events, we can have some biannual events. Like for example, there are a short group who want to do only hiking, or they want to do only biking trips. We can do that as well. Or a movie night. Why not? It's not that we have to be totally academic throughout these 3 or 4 years. Why not spend time together? Have some movie night. It's not that we don't require the 20 or 30 people to make it. Of course, it will be a great one, but even the 10, 15 people or even the 8, 10 people will be good enough to have such kind of event. We have this event. We call it as a signature event for our GSA. I won't call it as event. I think the more appropriate word will be the fest. Like it's a combination of all the academic, the recreational events where we all come together. It will be an event for like more 2 or 3 days. Like we can have some mini symposiums. We can have some event. Like at the moment, we would like to call it as reimagine science. Like knowing the things from other area expertise or other field of science which we might not have come across as of now. We can invite speakers or guest lecturers. We can have some games like a treasure hunt. People might be interested in singing, dancing, karaoke. We can have such kind of events. Also, why not? Video games. So this whole thing, this whole events can be a part of one grand event that is an annual fest. And it kind of brings everyone together. It's not like we are restricting someone from only certain kind of event. So this will be like a more of a fest. And this are our social groups, and you can scan it and you can join, you can explore what GSA is currently doing. And yeah, you can follow us. And for today, we have a small event for you. It's about knowing your neighborhood. It's about the campus tour. So if anyone are interested, they can please contact our GSA members. They can give your names, and we can have a friendly campus tour around the campus. We can know about the campus, we can know each other. And if you have any questions related to GSA, or you want to become a part of it, we can have that conversation while we are walking around and seeing the campus. And yeah, this is our current group. So yeah, that's all GSA is about. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kiran Kumar, for your enthusiasm with the GSA and our students' welfares. Before we wrap up today's session, please pay attention to a few reminders on the screen. Please access the student resource folder online, in which you'll find useful information. In addition, please sign your TIGP program regulation form and upload it to the online folder within 2 days after the orientation. If you have any questions, please email the TIGP office. The email address is shown on the screen as well. This session is coming to an end. For students who are watching YouTube live stream, thank you for your participation today. We hope to see you in person soon. For those of you who are in the conference room, we have a group photo session coming up, followed by a light lunch. Please gather your belongings